into another segment of Pointing Out the Obvious. We call it Point versus Counterpoint. It's where I, Patrick Russell, EA, will choose a topic, and my venerable co-host, Ray Pluckner, will lay out his conservative talking points in what I can only academically categorize as mumbo-jumbo, and I'll bring the conversation back down to earth with a sensible counterpoint. Blaine, you're a right-wing political consultant, but not just a talking head, a real operative in the war that rages in our country for the rule of law. Blaine, you're here to explain, if you can, right-wing spin. All right, Blaine, our topic of the day is West Virginia Senator Joe Manchin has gone out and publicly, in what could only be described as a purely self-serving and blatantly self-preserving political grandstand maneuver of telling his fellow Democrats in the Senate to kick rocks, that he will not be falling under party line and voting for the voting protection bill, the For the People voting protection bill, and thereby denying not only Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi, or all the grassroots workers of the state of Louisiana and the state of Georgia, but denying every voting American who knows goddamn well there's nothing wrong with the voting system a chance for the Vice President Kamala Harris, who holds the deciding tiebreaker vote in the case of a 50-50 Senate split, a chance to move our country and our government forward. People, it's not just the pandemic financial recovery plan. We have a broken immigration system. We have a looming housing crash. And we're just one environmental disaster catastrophe away from collapsing the entire ecological house of cards on top of our own heads. I ask you, my question to you, Blaine, is there any chance at all for our U.S. democracy to withstand this never-ending chain of hyper-partisan gridlock and uber-competitive election cycles where the losers are given an endless amount of retries to circumvent the will of the people? Your thoughts? Thank you, Brother Pat. No, full stop. Brother Pat, come on, I'm trying to keep a straight face while I'm using one of them pregnant poses for effect. Play nice now. Friends, understand and rest assured that the American bipartisan political system is working exactly as intended, so long as you recognize that it was always intended to give the rich and powerful stopgaps at every twist and turn, to pump the brakes on all that frivolous and populist agendas that just fork over means and privileges to just about everyone. People, the Founding Fathers never intended to give all peoples the rights and authorities you think they did. Shoot, 3/4 of the country, including most of our better halves, weren't even allowed to read at the time. Understand that giving everyone a say, that creates anarchy. Let me ask you something. How many 300-foot yachts have you been on that's had more than one captain? I rest my case. The Founding Fathers always intended for power to be centralized into the hands of a few knowledgeable and loyal brokers who are heeding the call of the privileged few, while at the same time convincing the mob it was in their best interest to acquiesce. Senator Joe Manchin is simply showcasing the power, the prowess, and the extended reach of the autocrat you all like to see back in office, Senor Donald J. Trump. Joe Manchin is merely showing that Donald J. Trump still holds sway over the conspiracy-loving hearts and the militia-style spirit of the good people of the mountains of West Virginia. Mountaineer Joe is merely giving what the people want or think they want while keeping the status quo right where it is. Good job, Joe Manchin. Keep up the good work. God bless. Wow, Blaine, you almost made my counterpoint for me. Thanks. You're absolutely right about our better half not being taken into consideration when structuring our governing body. So how good of a plan for everyone could it possibly be? And you know what else is different? We all read. And you know what we can read as clear as day, even in Braille? Is that the game has changed. The game is not the same. Why? There's something in our midst that wasn't there before, and we need to recognize it. A wealthy, psychotic autocrat who's weaponized the U.S. legal system and turned the frivolous lawsuit into a bludgeon weapon. It's as brilliant as it is corrosive. People, believe me when I say that there is something much worse than the orange one out there, waiting, biding their time, waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect election to begin their reign, the never-ending reign. Senator Joe Manchin, I urge you to fall in line with President Joe Biden and your fellow 49 Democratic senators and help protect that which you claim you hold most dear, a free and democratic America. Thanks, everybody. Please, down below, use the comment section to let us know who you think won the argument du jour. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you soon.